Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, February 26, 2013. A hot air balloon flying over Egypt's ancient city of Luxor down along the Nile in the central part of the country caught fire and crashed into a sugarcane field, killing at least 18 foreign tourists. This happened this morning. It was one of the worst accidents involving tourists in Egypt and likely to further push the key tourism industry into depression. Casualties included citizens from France, Belgium, the UK, Hungary, and Japan. The Egyptians immediately suspended hot air balloon flights. According to an Egyptian security official, the balloon was carrying at least 20 tourists, was flying over Luxor when it caught fire and triggered an explosion in its gas canister, causing the gondola to plunge at least 1,000 feet from the sky. Bodies of dead tourists were scattered across the sugarcane field. No possibility of terrorism was mentioned. Nearly 3 years after the catastrophic Macondo oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, the civil case is opening today in U.S. federal court against British Petroleum. The U.S. government hopes to prove that gross negligence caused the April 2010 blast that killed 11 workers and sent millions of barrels of oil rushing into the sea. BP is equally determined to avoid such a finding, and they also hope to shift the blame to the rig operator Transocean and to the subcontractor Halliburton, which is responsible for a faulty cement job on board the offshore drilling platform. Well, the Italian political results are in. 99.9% of the vote are in, and it's a gigantic stalemate. It caused the stock market to tumble yesterday. The euro is still tumbling. It seems to be a worldwide reverberation. There's not going to be any definition until at least March 10th, when the election results are officially confirmed and the Italian president will be able to meet with the political leaders to actually form a coalition. There's been a wave of extraordinary anger rippling through the country when a comedian called Beppe Grillo, whose campaign involved hurling obscenity-laced insults against the ruling parties, ended up winning some 25% of the vote. It's actually really unbelievable. Well, according to Bronick Masojeda, hedge funds' reinsurance business may not be great public relations, but they're great for the reinsurance business. The hedge fund industry's movement to reinsurance got a little bit of a tarnish last week when reports indicated they could be used as tax shelters. But Hiscox said in a new report that it has been a boon for it and for the insurance business. Hiscox has already partnered with Third Point Re down in Bermuda and committed $30 million to its planned cat funds. And it says that it's seeing the benefits that third-party capital will have on markets. Bronick Masojeda, the CEO, said, "The reinsurance market is evolving and we must change with it. New forms of capital are entering the industry, selling collateralized policies or buying catastrophe bonds, and that's a good thing for the industry." Also in line with that, Lancashire Holdings, the global specialty insurer and reinsurer, announced that it seeks to open up a new capital management brand called Lancashire Capital Management. Unlike the insurer's existing temporary sidecar structures, this new unit will provide a more permanent investment structure. It's going to be run by Simon Fascione, who's currently the company's chief underwriting officer. Well, we had suspected this, but QBE in Australia has disclosed that it doubled the size of its catastrophe aggregate protection to $400 million when it purchased reinsurance on January 1st. Obviously, they've been hit with a number of operational losses because of disasters in Australia, but they also warned that its results in the United States had hurt group performance. That's coming from Hurricane Sandy, presumably. And once again, the Midwestern part of the U.S. is being buried by a ferocious blizzard, knocking out power to thousands and packing hurricane-force winds. It dumped 19 inches of snow on Amarillo, Texas, with 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Wichita has had 5 inches fall on it already and is expected to get another 14 inches. Kansas was already digging out from last week's storm that dumped a foot on it. There's another 15 inches expected, including 12 more inches in Kansas City. And we noticed this story. We're not going to really talk about it much, but Dennis Rodman, he of the NBA, formerly of the NBA, the basketball player, announced that he is heading to North Korea on a self-styled international peace mission of sport. I don't know who's invited him. I don't know how he's getting there, but possibly the North Koreans will keep him. We can only hope. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you.